Well, right now we're going to introduce you to Todd Mintz. He is a professional photographer. He has won many awards. And I'll just introduce Todd. Thanks for joining us.
You're welcome. Thanks for having me.
Well, I mean, from Regina, and here you are, Explorers Club member, fellow Royal Canadian Geographic Society, and an Ocean Artists Society member. How does one from Regina get to be here, Todd Mintz?
A lot of hard work, a lot of drive. For myself, it all started with a clownfish image I took in Raja Ampat. It won 3 best of shows in competition, one in the Smithsonian in Washington, extremely prestigious competition, and it kind of just went from there. Started doing some Arctic work. I've been up to the Arctic, I believe it's about 13 expeditions, including last year I did 2,000 kilometers by snowmobile, southern to northern Baffin Island, through blizzards, ice, mountains. And in one of my Arctic expeditions, we were snorkeling in the summer with bowhead whales, and on top of almost being run over by the whale, I captured these images, and bowheads are a pelagic whale, so deep water, but they were in the shallows, so we were kind of perplexed and was shooting a little video and stills, and it turns out, as far as we know, they were the first known images of bowhead whales rock nosing, rubbing skin in the Arctic.
Wow.
And from that, I was approached to apply the Explorers Club, prestigious club, members first man on the moon, first Everest summit, first South Pole, North Pole. So I actually didn't even think I would get accepted, even though I was approached because of those members. And lo and behold, I received an email and
wow.
Went to my first gala dinner last year, and it was quite amazing to be in a room with like Jim Lovell, the man who said, "Houston, we got a problem," in that room with him.
Really?
And the other explorers that were there. Quite an amazing group of people.
Wow. Well, I want you to go back further too, because you're talking about like going in the ocean and taking all these pictures. Can't say you really do a lot of practice here in Regina surrounding area. So first off, how did you ever, when you picked up a camera, did you take lessons? What did you do to be who you are?
Yeah, no, actually I'm self-taught, but put in a lot of hours, a lot of time, picked up books, fortuitously ended up on some trips with some other professionals that were generous in lending some of their advice. I started shooting underwater, actually, believe it or not, coming from the prairies. The diving situation here is difficult, and through that, I think it actually helped my photography in terms of my ability to maintain buoyancy and those kind of things. And you know, just worked really hard at my craft. I looked at other people's images, I put mine out there, listened to the critique, worked at it, what worked, what doesn't work, and why does it work, that kind of situation.
Yeah.
So.
Well, I see, I mean, there's so much visual out there. We think of Instagram and Facebook and all that.
Yeah.
Are you a big, I mean, do you do a lot of Instagram? Is that how you get your photos out
I do, yeah. I use that quite a bit. It actually has attracted magazines and other companies in terms of revenue and sales. It's a good test market. You know, what are people liking? What aren't they liking? Those kind of things. So having people follow that actually and actively like or not like an image actually helps me further my craft and my art. So
good. So I do follow you on Facebook and Instagram, and I have seen there's, well, it's amazing. Your stuff's amazing. But there's a picture of you, and you were pretty close to some bears.
Yes.
And there's some great photos of some bears, and I know you just posted one. Somebody put it in their office, and it's this big bear paw. It's crazy.
Yeah.
But how close have you gotten to a bear, or are you using these big lenses?
Well, very close actually. September I was in Alaska and was photographing a mother and 2 cubs, and they were just resting after nursing right in front of us. And she jumped up out of the blue and came running right at me and went up and over top of me, and she was actually chasing a salmon. She had heard the salmon in the ocean water right beside where she was laying. And to lay there and to have this bear come running and climb up over top of you, pretty amazing. And then be in the Great Bear Rainforest and have the spirit bear, the white Canadian bear, not polar bear, walking up a log past us. The same log I'd been lying on shooting her as she was feeding salmon at the end of the log. And to be accepted in their environment, amazing.
Yeah.
So
It's amazing that you get that close to begin with, because I'm sure you can't just sneak up on them. I don't know.
no, you definitely don't just do that at random. You know, I study a lot about the animals, you know, and pay a lot of attention to what they're displaying, and they're, you know, are they accepting of me in their environment? If they are, then it's a safe environment in general to get close. But you don't just run in wildly towards animals or without a lot of knowledge, time, research.
Yeah.
So.
Man. And do you do a lot of trips a year, or and there must be a while, because it's, again, not like you just sneak in and
Yeah,
you got to take
as
your
many
time.
as I can. I've always got this never-ending list of either people asking me about going places I want to go. I kind of gauge it. It is a bit of a business also, so you have to look at, you know, what is it I'd like to add to my portfolio of images, or am I working on a particular project per se? Arctic was a significant focus for the last number of years. It's very exhausting, so right now I'm focusing on things that are physically demanding. I'm healthy and capable to do things that, well, a lot of people can't. Diving under the Arctic ice in the Arctic under icebergs, not everybody is capable of doing that. I can do that now, where I put other aspects a little later on that I think are a little more relaxed per se in terms of shooting.
When you just said, because we have a photo of you underneath an iceberg, or?
Yeah, it's, I shot my dive buddy. We're underneath the ice, underneath an iceberg in the Arctic. It was my first trip up. It was one of my first assignments to write and photograph in the Arctic. And absolutely amazing experience to do it. But when you're dropping through 10 feet of ice, through a hole, through a haze, and popping out in 3,000 feet of water in the Arctic, below freezing temperature, it's not for everybody.
Yeah.
You got one way out, and that's the hole you went in.
Right.
So
You better be fit.
yeah, you better be in shape and capable of handling it.
So what advice would you give someone that is just starting off? I mean, they've got their iPhone, they think they're fabulous. What advice would you give someone?
Shoot a lot, shoot daily, have something you want to shoot, have your images portray something. Think about telling a story in your image, and look at other images that portray a story to you, and why are they portraying that story? What is it about that image that makes it work for you? What is it about other images that doesn't work for you? And be open to that criticism and work at your images and try different things. Break the mold. Don't just shoot what somebody else is shooting. Try different things.
Yeah.
And you can do it with just your cell phone.
Yeah.
Amazing images come out of the cell phones.
Well, maybe for you they do. It's user error on my part. Because I've seen you shoot and you'll say, taken with myself, or because you do take some of that to show.
Yeah, I'll indicate. I also like to take pictures of the back of my camera to show people.
Yes.
I don't over manipulate images. I don't even know how to do a lot of that. I know how to tweak an image up appropriately from a shoot, but just to show people, like, you know, you don't need to, it's not all post-production kind of shooting. It's kind of a little bit more of the traditional style, I guess, in terms of darkroom kind of shooting. So.
Yeah. Well, thank you, Todd, for joining us and sharing your photos. They have been amazing, and keep sharing them on Facebook and Instagram and all your social media. Lots of people are following, and wish you the best of luck.
Thank you. I hope more do follow me.
All right.
So.
All right, well, that was Todd Mintz, Todd Mintz Photography. Follow him on Facebook and Instagram, and you will be amazed at what he is doing out there. We hope you have enjoyed some of the images we've showed you and some of the videos we've showed you, how close he really does get. Don't try this at home. Well, stay with us, because next up we are going to take you to meet Jody Barrett. She is with Kettlebell Kickboxing Canada. We hope you enjoy it.